All right, guys, in this video exercise, you find that it's right on the money. In fact, there's $117 in cash, in money. We're working with word problems, and you might look next to me here. I have a stack of cash piled up over here. We're going to use it to draw a diagram to help us understand this word problem. But first, let me just read it to you. We have a guy named Frank. Frank earns $14 per hour for the first 3 hours. Then he earns $12.50 an hour after that. Now, how many hours did he work to earn $117? So the first thing we want to do is take these sentences and draw up a diagram. And then from the diagram, we're going to go straight into an equation and solve for the unknown. And the unknown is, I'll read this part again, how many hours did he work in order to earn $117? So let's label up this diagram and put all the stuff that we need so we can then form an equation. So what do we have, first of all, that's necessarily important to put up here? Well, the first thing we know is the stack of cash is, how much does he need to earn? $117. So let's just say, you can just put a line or a stick figure if you want. I've just got a good drawing here. So $117 is the amount of money he's going to make. And it's broken up into two components. The first component is that he works for $14 an hour, $14 an hour per hour for the first 3 hours. So let's just say $14 an hour. Let's pick an arbitrary point there. Anywhere will do. So $14 an hour, this part. And then he gets $12.50 per hour for the after that. And that's all going to stack up to and equal to $117. Now let's put in the hours to get a bit more clarity now. So that for the first 3 hours, he works for $14 per hour. And then after that, we don't know. That's the question. We don't know how many hours at $12.50 he worked in order for him to accumulate a total of $117. So we need to set a variable, and that variable usually is the outcome and objective of the question. And the objective is, how many hours did he work to earn that amount of money? So the variable, let X be the variable. That's what we don't know, the number of hours. So X is the variable, and I'll write it again here. Let X be number of hours. Number of hours at how much? $12.50. That's the part we don't know. X is the number of hours at $12.50 that we need to deduce. So let's start to form an equation. So I'm going to put an equal sign right here, right at the base, right there. And we're going to make that equal sign. The left-hand side is going to equal the right-hand side, and we're going to balance that equation there. So this is how we're going to write it up. First of all, what do we have? Well, we have over here is working for 3 hours. Okay, so he works for 3 hours. 3 hours, abbreviated there. Plus then he works a certain number of hours that we don't know. That's our X, isn't it? X or our question mark. And that total is going to equal $117. So let's have a look how this works. $117 on the right-hand side. There it is right over there. Then we've got over here, how many hours? 3 hours, and then X hours. X hours, 117. Let's put in the amount per hour. So right over here, 3 hours, how much does he get per hour? He gets $14 per hour. $14 per hour. And here, he makes $12.50 per hour. Okay, let's form an equation from this now. So we got $14 an hour for 3 hours. Let's write the equation now. So that's 14 times 3 hours plus $12.50 $12.50, and the missing unknown is X, and that's going to equal $117. So there's our equation. Let's work it out and find the unknown, which is that X, that missing unknown right there. The number of hours he has to work at $12.50 plus this to equal that. Okay, let's work it out. 14 times 3 on your calculator will give you a value of, that will be $42 plus $12.50 X equals 117. Now let's balance this because we want to get this guy here home alone. That's our outcome. Our objective is find that X. So to get that alone, we're going to get rid of this 42 from over here. So let's subtract 42 from both sides. What you do to one side of the equation, we do to the other. So minus 42 from the other side also. So the 42's cancel, and we're left with this here, 1250 or 12.5 if you like. X equals 117 on your calculator. Take away 42 gives us a value of 75. Now let's get that X by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by 1250. So let's divide by 1250, divide by 1250 or 12.5. So as we divide this, 1250 divided by 1250 is going to leave a value of X. And this is the value that we're after. So the value of X we're after, let me just put a line there. Value of X, right there, that's what we're after. 1250 divided by 1250 is X. X, the unknown, equals the number of hours that he has to work at $12.50. 75 divided by 1250 on your calculator will give you a value of So the amount he needs to work, Frank needs to work, is 6 hours at a rate of $12.50. Then you can just check it, $12.50 times 6 plus 3 times 14 all together would add up to the total amount, $117. And there you go.